So, what do you think the best skills you bring to this business for you? For yourself. I mean, you got a lot to learn.
Sure.
You got a lot to learn.
The biggest one I would say is, I've been in sales for a long time.
Okay.
So the sale kind of comes natural to me. It's just a conversation with people.
Yeah.
I think it can be, a little intimidating going before a company for the first couple of times, and you're selling something and you're not really sure what you're selling. You're just, you've got these packages or these options and you don't know what it's going to produce. So I would say that the fact that I have done sales for, a dozen years, actually longer in other industries, but in advertising and marketing, that has really benefited me.
I think it's the biggest strength, in this franchise is to be able to sell, because it's about networking, right, and meeting people and actually helping them with their businesses. Many people who start this, some people come from technical background and then they get stuck in doing the work and not
Right.
not in actually getting the work in. So I think you're on the right track. Absolutely. If you enjoy the sales and the direct marketing, I mean, that experience alone is going to help you a lot. Have you set yourself any goals? I mean, it's still new, obviously, like you got your first year's goal, and then maybe 2 to 3 years out. Have you sort of
Sure.
looked at, or is this
Well,
too early?
for this first quarter, I would like to get a sale a week. So I would like to get 12 sales in the first 12 weeks
Yeah.
and get ramped up. I've had some pretty early success.
Okay.
So I think that's very doable. And then I would like to, just continue to grow the business. If I can have 30 clients by the end of this year,
Yeah.
I'll be at least, where I want to be at that point, and then continue to grow.
Yeah.
So in 5 years, if you're asking me where I want to be, I'd like to have 2 people on my production staff handling all the production.
Yeah.
And if I could get 2 salespeople by that point also, that would be great.
Definitely. I think, once you get to about 15, you're going to need someone to help you with the projects, because as a salesperson, is going to drive you crazy, right? Because you want to bring in more, and you've got to run with what you've sold. So
Right.
that's a
Correct.
challenge coming. It's a good challenge to have, So I think it's definitely the way I've seen newbies start is, bring the sales in, work with the solution centers, get some recurring revenue going, and then start to bring somebody in just to help you manage your accounts. So you've been a short while. If somebody now called you for a referral call to find out a little bit more about WSI, what advice would you give them? Because you've seen a little bit in 6 months.
Sure. Probably, if they need to be well-rounded. So being an entrepreneur is difficult because, like you said, in corporate America, they're in a position and they've got a lot of people behind them to do other things.
Yeah.
So being an entrepreneur, you're everything. You're legal, you're HR, you're accounting, you're operations, your sales, your marketing, your management.
Yeah.
So somebody really should be a well-rounded individual, I think, to be able to do everything that goes along with the business.
Right.
That would be my suggestion.
Right. I came out of corporate, and I was a sales director, and I had like 49 salespeople working for me. And what goes with all of that admin and teams of people in finance, and then you start on your own with just me and my daughter. And I think, like, who's going to do the work?
Right. Right.
You start bringing in sales, like you want to throw it over the shoulder and get going. And but over time, it can grow. You're a one-man show at the moment, and it depends on how fast you grow. I mean, we're sitting at about 22 people in our franchise.
Oh, wow.
At the moment, but we do run a bit of a solution center as well. But it's just massive. If you can grow it if you've got the, like you're talking about getting some salespeople in, and pretty much like Neil, shows people how to do it. You can really do well. It's really good. So, do you have any motto that you go for that you would share with somebody that would be interesting?
My motto is you can't make a bad day good, but you can make a good day great.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a marketing motto for me.
Yeah.
People want to increase their sales and they're seasonal and they want to do something, in the dead of winter.
Yeah.
And sometimes people are just conditioned to have, for instance, home improvement. It's March through October here in Denver.
Right.
So you can spend money in December, but it's not going to be as well spent as it is in, March or April.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my motto.
I like that.
I think
You
that,
make a good day great. And I think you close your sales one a week, you're going to have one great day every week.
right.
So that's
Right.
something to look
Yeah,
forward
it's
to.
hard. It's hard to move, and then people always want to increase. They do a little tiny percentage of their business with a product.
Yeah.
And I said, 2% of their business or 5%. And I said, so if we increase that 20%, is that going to make an impact?
Yeah.
And most of the time they'll say no, and they understand that focus on your core businesses, and if we increase that 20%, that will have an impact, or whatever percentage it is.
Yeah. Thanks, Larry. Yeah, we're reaching the end of our interview here, and I normally ask these two questions not to tell you how much I drink, but one of them is like, if we went to happy hour, what would you order? Just sort of get a feel of what you would do.
Sure. So probably one of two things. Typically, I'd probably get a whiskey with a big ice cube in it,
right?
Or I would have a blonde ale. I like my beer as well.
Right. No, that's great.
Yeah,
I would normally.
How about yourself?
I've got a bar here downstairs in my house, and it's just got Jack Daniel's bottles that I've collected all over the world. But I don't drink a lot of it. It just was like a branding thing. But I do like a whiskey as well. But red wine is normally the way to go.
Yeah, that's more of an at-home with dinner kind of thing for me. But.
Yeah, that's true. And thanks for your time. I mean, we've taken maybe 25 minutes or so. If you could be anywhere else other than talking to me here right now, where would you be?
That's a great question. So I would love to be on a beach in Mexico. I enjoy going down there a couple times a year with my wife.
Yeah.
Or I love golfing too. So if I could be on the golf course, it's very relaxing. Okay. Sometimes relaxing, depending on my game.
You can make a good day great as well with golf. It was almost that same.
I can make a great day horrible with golf.
Yeah, no, it's great.
But it's nice.
It's nice to travel, and I've had the privilege of traveling all over the world when I was training a lot with WSI. But we've got a few places that we move around with in South Africa. I've got a caravan, which is an RV type thing that you guys have, and sometimes my wife and I, we spend like 2 months in the year in a caravan camping, and we've got internet connectivity and 2 or 3 screens, and people wonder what you're doing. And we're saying, well, we're working from wherever we want. We have to work, but at least we can be, wherever we are. So it's been really good. And also we got a place near a coast as well, which is nice. You get up in the day and you can go for a walk on the beach if you need to have a break. So I must say that this business has given us a bit of a lifestyle that we wouldn't have had in a corporate environment, but it's really great. Well, Larry, thanks so much for sharing your story with us. I mean, I really appreciate your time.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, and as I said, I hope I'm going to meet you sometime soon. I mean, I will be presenting you if you're on your coaching sessions now going forward, but I thought WSI said they're going to try and get a conference done later this year, but I don't know. We'll see. But if we do,
the masks are coming off in a lot of countries, so let's hope.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.